Welcome to the threesome, y'all. This is the podcast where the three of us try to talk about at least three topics each week. The three of us, of course, are our point person and optimistic realist. Her name is Star.
Hey.
The center of our threesome and our voice of reason. His name is Magic.
Inappropriate is such a vaginal term.
And bringing up the rear, as always, I identify as the pragmatic contrarian. My name is Storm.
The triumvirate is here.
What we doing?
Everything.
So, Star, you wanted to talk about manners and entitlement. Who has transgressed against you this week?
I am the point person for a small social gathering that will be taking place in about 2 months. So the menu went out to the people who were invited last night. I wake up this morning to several emails and 2 texts about what people either don't like, don't eat, or their dietary restrictions.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This seems to be a habit. This one lady, she even had enough nerve to say, well, I'm bringing my son and he doesn't eat pork or red meat. And I was like, I'm just so glad this woman was not in my face when I read that. Because I'm like, who gives a fuck?
I have a question. Is this an event that's like, I just want you to come to my event? Or is this an event where they're like, you need to pay to come to my event?
That's where I was headed. First of all, this event ain't about you, sis or bruh. Second, how do you fix your lips to have anything to fucking say about a menu that you not putting 1 red cent in or not an ounce of sweat equity?
Yeah, you got to shut the fuck up.
If you're like, I need you to come to this event, it's $100 a head, and this is what the menu is. I need to be getting something that I can eat for my $100. In that case, I'll inquire, or I just won't even bother. But if it's something that's free, and people are serving something that I either don't like, can't eat, or whatever, I'll still go and just...
Here was the etiquette when I was coming up. There were plenty of family events, whether it be the holiday or whatever. We would go over people's house that we knew folks couldn't cook, or most of the food there would probably be unpalatable, but we either ate before or ate after.
Word.
It was no calling of the host. I had somebody call me and tell me about a person that they were bringing that was coming into town last minute and some shit about what they did. I don't give a fuck. You think I'm changing my menu 2 days before the fucking event because get the fuck out of here.
Yo, one fucking person.
I know the curse words are flying because it just irritates the piss out of me. People nowadays are just so put upon.
Oh my God.
I don't understand.
About stuff that doesn't even matter.
Even fucking matter in the larger scheme of things. Right. You're going to an event. It's 3 hours. Even if it ain't shit but a piece of cheese in that motherfucker. You eat that cheese and then go eat afterwards. Get the fuck over yourself. I don't care.
Or you don't eat the cheese.
It's more about the social aspect of it than the food. If it's something there that you can eat, that's wonderful. If you can't, either eat before or eat after or shut the fuck up. I don't care about your gluten-free. If you're not definitely allergic.
The only exception I would say is if there's a particular ingredient that you're allergic to. I can understand you asking if it's in there.
Yeah, but telling somebody to change it, fuck you.
Or telling somebody, oh, well, I can't eat that. Okay. Don't eat it. But the only reason I say with the ingredients is because I did have a friend who was so deathly allergic to peanuts that she couldn't even be in a room and smell peanuts.
That kind of stuff I totally understand. Like, I'm allergic to shellfish, and there's been
Yeah.
plenty of times where I've been invited to something and they'll say, "Oh, well, I'm cooking whatever with shrimp or whatever with lobster or whatever, whatever." And then I'll say, "Okay." And then sometimes that person may actually remember, like, "Oh my God, you're allergic to shellfish." Don't even worry about it, sweetie. I'm good. And I don't expect for you to change your home menu because of me. No, do what you do.
Right.
But you know what not to eat.
Exactly.
If you don't know whether or not you can eat it, just don't eat it. Err on the side
Just
of
pass.
caution. Yeah.
Right. Why
Right?
would you even take the risk? Like with me, some restaurants are really good about keeping their shellfish
Separate.
separated
Yeah.
from chicken or other fish and stuff like that. But if I'm not sure, I don't fuck around. I'm not trying to go into anaphylactic shock by taking a guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Just bring a snack if you got to. I mean, damn. It's
Yeah.
not that hard.
It's a strange sense of entitlement right now. Like, okay, you, one person, have a problem with this shit 100 other people are doing. How the fuck are 99 people supposed to adjust to your bullshit? No, you
Right.
adjust to theirs.
Exactly. With an event, this is not a fucking restaurant. You don't have it your
Yeah,
way.
you're not paying.
Now, I'm one of those picky people. I will remix a dish to the point that when it comes out of that service window, it's damn near unrecognizable. But I forewarn the waitress and I tell her,
Commendable.
look, I'm a really good tipper.
If I don't like something on the menu the way you make it, I'm not about to sit there and give you 10 different instructions. I'll just find something that I do like that requires minimal change.
Yeah, I don't trust people like that.
I'm not an asshole about it either.
I don't
I
trust
can't
people
even get a
either.
chicken sandwich with no pickles without them fucking it up.
Speaking of bad customer service, I just have one real short excerpt. I order from a food service delivery place. Should I name them?
Sure.
Keep it
Why
real,
not?
son.
Ordered from DoorDash the other day. And the driver freaking dropped my food off like 4 doors down.
Wow.
My daughter saw where the food was dropped off, general vicinity. So she went down to the one of two houses that it could be. Can you imagine? 8 months pregnant, she's waddling down the street like, give me my food. She went to both houses and neither one of them said they would fess up to having the food. How rude is that? So I call DoorDash and I'm like, look, I was going to call them anyway because I don't want no food that's been in somebody's house, but she was mad about it. So I called them and they had a whole attitude. They were like, are you sure? And you didn't go down there and try to get the food? First of all,
I
that's
shouldn't
not
have
my
to.
responsibility. If
Right.
I wanted it dropped off down the street, I'd have gave y'all the address to drop it off down the street. I wanted it at my front door. It was just a whole ordeal. And customer service is just not what it used to be.
And they deserve $15 an hour. I'm still on. They
No.
didn't even go, oh, we didn't order this. I guess it's your food.
Exactly.
Like you couldn't smell new food and I don't know.
They don't even knock on the dang door to let you know it's out there in the first place.
Yeah,
No,
they
whoever
UPS
it was reached out and got the food. My cousin was like, I'm going to put on my old DoorDash delivery hat and I'm going to make some X-Lax chili and drop it off. I said, don't do that.
Wow.
She's like, I bet you that'll teach their ass about taking somebody else's food.
Probably. Ugh.
But anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not about you, people. Anybody. Everybody.
Most things, no matter what is going on in your world, is not the center of attention in everybody else's world.
Stop coddling your kids. Let them know don't nobody give a fuck.
What is it that Neil deGrasse Tyson posted the other day?
You would be the only one of the three of us that knows that.
I think he said, the universe has no center, therefore you cannot be it. Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah.
So, Magic, what do you have for us?
It has been reiterated a few times on this show that most people are bad in bed. So, as a service to anyone listening to this on the World Wide Web, we should offer up some advice for the people.
paying attention to what your partner wants and needs, because doing what you think should work is very
Read and
annoying.
react, fellas.
Absolutely
And
that.
don't overdo the fucking reaction. If something's working and she tells you it's working, same pace.
Stay there.
Yeah, remix that. It's just a lot of ridiculousness that goes on. Also, a lot of y'all talk too much.
Say my name. It's mine.
Hold on. Some women like talkers, but talking in the sense of what? Talking shit you can't back or just talking?
All of that.
Stick something in his mouth.
I don't mind you having a conversation, but just don't ask me dumbass questions. Don't do that.
Is it mine?
People really do that?
Yes, they do.
Oh, yes.
And they think it's cute. It's not.
Maybe I was just too used to fucking other people's chicks. I ain't never get in the habit of asking that dumb shit.
It's a very stupid question.
Yeah. A couple of things that I've kind of noticed. Some men watch way too much porn.
Way too much.
They expect whatever woman that they come across to be porn stars. And it's like,
Even the
okay,
nastiest chicks I've ran through, generally speaking, that shit is acting, my guy. Don't expect that.
don't.
Yeah.
You have to have realistic expectations of sex in the bed. And if the chick is not open to being turned into a porn star,
Right.
don't push that shit.
Do not.
Definitely learn the female anatomy, study it.
It's a whole ass internet out here, people.
It don't require that much. It really don't.
Also, if you got some outlandish shit that you enjoy, I'm not here to shame you on that, but discuss that shit before you just pull that shit on somebody.
Don't pull that shit the first time. At least allow the woman to get comfortable with you.
Certain things I'm just not going to be down with, whereas somebody else might. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. I mean, you do you. But let me tell you, I had to do one time. I shouldn't even tell y'all this, but this man smacked me in my face, and I immediately punched him in his motherfucking eye. Don't do that.
Vanilla.
Why did he smack you?
Some chicks are into that.
Apparently that's a thing. Okay?
In the face?
Yes!
Yes.
Yes! And he was like, why did you hit me? Bitch, why you hit me? Like, what are you talking about?
Okay, fellas, pen of advice. This is what I do so you don't come off as a complete perv. After you're in there conversing a little bit, you just ask what's off limits in the bedroom. And she ain't gonna tell you all of it, but she'll give you something where to start with.
Mm.
And then you can also tell how nasty her mind is.
As much as I can think of, I'll tell you all of it.
Yeah, that's the catch. There's always some shit that didn't occur to you, like getting smacked in the face.
That would have been a discussion that you should have had with me before you decide to haul off and hit my ass. So now you walking around with a black eye and you got to explain that shit.
You can pull that off with Latin chicks and European chicks. I don't see it on black women like that.
I don't know. I'm just telling you.
I guess I have to speak for all men. Yay. Swallow, important. The biggest thing of all is stop living by rules that were taught to you as a little girl. That shit was meant to protect you when you were 12. If you're over 25, especially 30 and 40, stop living by those dumbass rules your parents weren't living by them when they taught you that shit. Experiment with some shit, find out if you like it. If you don't, cool, but stop automatically feeling like, no, I can't do that. That's nasty. Grow the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm all for experimentation, but in the vein of swallow, don't swallow, that's a personal choice. Okay?
There is no vein. Swallow.
Okay. I would never tell someone that that's something they need to do. And I'm going to tell y'all men this now. Some of y'all taste nasty. Okay?
Dietary habits
Yeah.
are fucked up.
Eat
And
some vegetables and some fruit.
not broccoli or asparagus.
More so fruit than vegetables.
Yeah. If your shit tastes nasty, I'm not swallowing that shit. I'm sorry. Because gross.
Whatever.
Breathe, Star.
If you aren't going to drink a cup of my piss, don't expect for me to swallow your cum. It's all bodily fluids.
Yeah.
Some are more delicious than others.
It's a preference. I know women who are just completely against that.
And the hell with all of them.
And I would never tell them that that is something that they have to do. Because you should never be made to do anything that you're uncomfortable with. If
True.
you're uncomfortable doing it, don't do it.
But don't get mad when somebody else
And
does.
men need to stop being so offended by if a person does or doesn't.
I don't think I've ever met a man who was offended by it.
Oh no, they get offended. That's the reason why you have Magic putting emphasis on the fact of swallowing.
Over exaggerating for effect to keep it a buck.
It's an ego thing with
Maybe
most
1
men.
in 15 chicks do that shit.
They can be assholes about it.
What do they think is the goal, though? Okay, you don't swallow, I get mad. What do they expect to happen?
They expect for the next time that you're going to do it.
That's right up there with entitlement. If it ain't gonna happen, it ain't gonna happen.
Not all men produce the same amount of ejaculation.
And that's true.
That
too.
shit is
True.
not meant for the body to digest.
Yeah. It's me.
No.
Yeah, I don't care.
Technically, cannibalism is probably healthy.
Just because we like each other does not mean we're sexually compatible. And people need to get off this thing.
That's big.
Maybe we just are not compatible in that way.
Hall pass.
Maybe we need to stay in the friend zone. Everybody isn't meant for everybody.
Some people are freakier than others, and if you know you the biggest freak out the bunch, you just gonna have to take some L's.
If you require a woman that swallows and the woman you like doesn't want to, you can't be mad
just cheat.
if she doesn't want to. Oh, stop it. Or how about just go find you somebody who likes what you like? Just do that.
It's also been stated on here a few times. The people that tend to be best in bed aren't the greatest people that you want to be with.
I do know that a lot of men who say women who have mental challenges are the best.
Great.
Yeah, see, there you go. They love them crazy ass women.
You know what it is?
Tell me.
This is one of the reasons I don't trust a chick that ain't had a whole phase or 3 before. There's a certain level of disrespect that you have to go through to where you understand where you draw the lines for your dignity.
Right.
And some people go through foul shit and come out sexual deviants, and they're fucking great.
Okay. I don't.
It's a sad way to get there, but the end result is wonderful. Fuck, I'm one of them.
I don't know about any of that.
Yeah, me neither.
Ask around.
It's good to examine your boundaries. And your boundaries might change. Some of the things I would have been down with in my 20s, yeah, I'm not doing now.
Because ain't
And I'm the
flexible like that no more.
opposite.
Not because I wouldn't necessarily enjoy them, but just I don't have that kind of energy.
I hear you, Star, though. There was stuff back in the days I was like, yeah, that's nasty. Now it's like, that's light work.
I don't know. I hope my energy stays up for quite a bit longer.
There are just certain things that I probably would have been like, oh, okay, yeah, let's try that. Now I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
I mean, that's living and learning, though. Some things you go through and it's like, all right, that wasn't as great as I thought it would be. Titty fucking's on that list for me. It looks cool, but really, what are we doing?
They really don't look all that cool.
From a male perspective, from a chick's perspective, I don't see how y'all have sex the way we look.
We're not going there.
To me, it's whatever. As you probably know, that is a big request from me.
That guy's asked to. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I guess mine aren't big enough. I've been asked to do it, but
I've had guys that only want that. And I'm like, okay.
I don't get it.
well, it's a form of safe sex, so
Well, I won't even get into
So
that.
it's dry humping the couch.
I
But
got you.
There's also nuances to even that. Everything doesn't work for everybody.
experiment and be honest with your partner.
Be a good listener, pay attention.
Get your hygiene together, because if you want somebody to be down there with you,
Oh,
they don't need to smell all the places you didn't reach and or taste.
if something is important to you, but somebody else doesn't want to do it, maybe y'all aren't compatible.
Sweaty pussy tastes better than soap, for the record. But all right, next.
I don't even know why.
I can see that.
Listen, we're not gonna get into the depths of how fucked up of a person I am, but
I
if
will
I
not.
had to choose between the two, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to read a couple of listener letters. I don't know. We need to find a better way to put that.
We need a name for the listeners of this.
Yeah, we'll workshop that at a later time.
Words from the fourth wheels. No.
The three sters.
I don't know. So, a woman sent us an email. Her name is here. I don't know if that's her real name, but I'm not going to use it because I don't know what
Hey, mysterious
really not.
woman.
It came across in her email, but she signed it as something different. So I'll just
Well,
read.
that's probably who she wants to be recognized as.
So she says, after listening to the podcast, I have a question for Star and Storm. Uh-oh. We've been singled out.
No shit. All right, I'm gonna go be sexy for another chick. Fuck out of here. No,
Well, I think she's more on your side on this.
oh, then hey.
As a person that has friends with benefits, I think you all are using the friend term too literally, which I kind of acknowledged during the last episode that I might be looking at it too literally. So anyway,
Yeah.
she continues. Here is a scenario. You meet a man at an event. He expresses interest in you, and you two begin to get to know each other. The intention is clearly not to just be friends. Things progress and intimacy occurs. After some time, the man is going through some personal issues, and although he likes you, he doesn't feel he can do a relationship, or at least not at that time. Okay. He knows you like him and wants to remain friends. You are mentally and emotionally capable of maintaining a friendship that still involves intimacy with him because there is a mutual connection that you two share. He doesn't think it is fair to you. If you were looking strictly for a relationship, it may not be, but if you two enjoy sex with each other and also enjoy kicking back and having a good time as friends, where is the harm? You two have already been intimate. I feel you two were assuming that the people were real friends first and then wanted to introduce sex. In that type of situation, I agree it could ruin a friendship or just seem weird because you don't see each other in that manner. And she signed it, perplexed listener.
It's a complex scenario.
It's layered.
It is layered.
I'm just going to go with my initial thoughts on what I just heard.
Yes,
I can see where she's coming from. I do.
absolutely.
But if I meet someone and we decide we dig each other enough to spend time with each other, but we're not necessarily going toward any kind of committed relationship, to me, that's not even a friends with benefits situation. That's just a fuck buddy.
Exactly. Thank you. Which is fine, by the way.
It is. It's totally fine. I've had that. But somebody that you just meet, yeah, that's a little different for me.
And I agree with her to the extent that a lot of this is semantics. She says, you also enjoy having a good time and kicking back as friends. I wouldn't do that with somebody who I have no intention of being in a relationship with. I would call, you free? Okay, I'm coming over. We get it in, and I'm out. We're not hanging out. We're not doing that.
I've heard that before.
What is the point of hanging out with this dude?
Can enjoy each other's company in between fucking? What if there's rounds?
I'm on the fence with that because I've had dudes where it was just like, come do what you got to do and then get out. I don't
And that's how
want
I
to
feel
deal with
about
you
it.
outside of that. But then I've also had that dude that we do what we do, but we might go hang out wherever, whatever. And it's not even on a romantic type thing.
No, I understand that, but that sounds like friends with benefits to me.
Yeah, I
No,
think that's where the
well-
line is drawn between
Yeah.
fuck buddies and friends with benefits.
I don't know, because to me, intimacy starts before you get in the bedroom. If you have that person that is at least tolerable for you to maybe go to dinner before we do what we do, or I don't know. I just look at it differently. And to me, it makes that whole experience just a little bit better.
Not to me.
It depends on the person.
If that's the purpose you serve in my life, then serve that purpose and bounce.
You keep your friends and benefits separate. Back to the letter, and obviously I couldn't retain all of that immediately, but
Right.
she said they started off cool, they was fucking, and then they stopped for what?
Because he was having personal
Yes,
issues.
after some time, he went through some personal issues, and although he likes you, he doesn't feel he can do a relationship. Okay, then what we hanging
If
out for?
anybody at any point decides they want to stop fucking you, don't question that.
And that's what I'm saying.
Let that be what it is. If they decide to tell you, if they don't decide to tell you, it is whatever it is, but there's a reason.
Let's go back a little bit, because that doesn't even sound like a friend with benefit thing to me. That sounds like something that started that had the potential,
Right.
or at least
Yeah, it's that
in
early
one
relationship
person's
shit
mind.
where everything is
Yeah.
great.
Yes, but basically, she wants to keep fucking him, right? And she doesn't see no harm in doing that, which I don't either, if that's going to be the purpose that he serves. You're there for a reason. Let him fulfill his purpose and keep it moving.
Just because they're your fuck buddy or whatever, that doesn't mean that you don't have to not like them.
Listen, once he lets me know that this ain't about to be anything other than this, why am I trying to make it something other than this?
And that is the question.
I don't know. I don't think that's where she was trying to go with it.
It doesn't make sense.
If a man loves you, you'll know. And if you're confused, then you know.
He don't.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
I keep trying to tell y'all that shit is the proximity game. She's
Well,
like, I'm not getting shit the way I want, but if I hang around long enough, it can pop off.
and maybe
Yeah.
he wants to keep screwing you and you want to keep screwing him, so why don't y'all just do that?
I thought one of them said they wanted to stop.
I didn't get that from the letter. What I got was, it seems like at some point the dynamics of the relationship kind of changed.
Yeah. And here's the point that really irked me, where she puts, he knows you like him and he wants to remain friends. See,
That's where the dynamics change. And
since y'all were never
so
friends,
it's gone from fuck buddy to I want more.
she's like, he wants to
Which
remain
is at
friends.
the point he said, I no.
Yeah, I'm out.
You were never friends.
Yeah.
That is when you need to come to a realization that this is what y'all relationship is. And he doesn't think it's fair to you. Also, that's some manipulation bullshit, first of all. If a dude's like, I don't think it's fair to you, but I still want to keep sleeping with you even though I know you want more.
Okay, which one of them decided they wasn't sleeping with the other way?
Neither of them, because it says
Oh, okay, that's right. He
Yeah.
didn't want the relationship.
you don't
I'm
want the
sorry.
relationship. It says, but if you two enjoy sex with each other and also enjoy kicking back and having a good time as friends, where's the harm?
The harm is you've developed feelings for this dude.
Right.
And
Which he peeped out, and he's trying to put a stop to.
yeah. And if you keep sleeping with
Right.
him, it's only going to get worse for you.
You would think.
I'm not going to tell you don't keep sleeping with him, but you're setting yourself up for failure if you think that y'all can hang out. Okay? You enjoy having sex with the dude, fine, but get it out of your head that y'all are going to have anything beyond that.
That's difficult.
Not for me. That's very simple.
I mean, not for me either, but
very simple.
for a lot of people it is. Especially if there's interest already there.
In a sense,
I
even
get
if
that.
I'm on the other end of this equation, like if I'm messing with a chick and she decides, all right, we should just be friends, I can still hang out with her. I ain't gonna be mad.
Yeah, but you're not going to have the expectation of something more.
No, I don't lie to myself.
This seems to be his way of having his cake and eating it too.
It's like, I done already told you now, so
So if you choose to continue with me, then I am absolved
just know
of any.
I'm not responsible.
Yeah, but you can say that disclaimer all you want, and it just goes in one ear and out the other. Go get somebody you can get the attention you want and the sex from.
Or do that.
You don't
Either
have to
or.
keep fucking people just because dick is available.
Yeah.
Or pussy for that matter.
There you go. I may kick it a little differently than perplexed listener.
Yeah. Some of us like to fuck people we like.
It's not that I don't like you. I just,
It's a very good safety precaution for your emotional stability. I get it. It's
yeah,
smart.
you have a purpose in my life, and you serve that purpose. And beyond that, I have other people that serve other purposes.
All
So,
right.
All
So if
right.
we do actually fuck, I can't be on the podcast. Is that what you're saying?
no, I ain't say nothing like that.
Okay. Second letter.
Anyway, so this one is a little more serious, I thought. This person says, Dear Threesome,
I'm included.
my friends and I love listening to your show while we're high. You know, get that a lot.
I've heard that. Yes.
Yeah,
What up, name?
you guys are funny. I have a problem though, and I was hoping to get your advice.
Uh-oh.
I'm a 19-year-old guy who isn't interested in sex. No, I'm no virgin. I've had girlfriends and I've had sex, but sex is the last thing on my mind. A little background on me. I was raised in foster care and I was abused by some of the people I lived with, including 2 sexual assaults. In the past year, after I aged out of foster care, I've been homeless and hungry. But now I've found a steady job and a place to stay.
You go, boy.
Do you guys think I'll ever be able to have a normal sex life?
I got this one.
I appreciate any advice about this. I feel like a weirdo. Thanks. And he signed it D.
Wouldn't call it assault, but I have been molested as a child and talked to quite a few people who have been through it too. And I kind of alluded to it earlier. If you go through some fucked up shit when you're young, you tend to become a sexual deviant or you tend to become very squeamish about things. And at 19 years old, do the squeamish thing. It's going to keep you out of a lot of trouble and baby mamas and diseases.
Ooh,
Take your
for
time,
sure.
get with somebody you really care for, explain to them that the whole sex thing is not easy for you. And as we were saying before, you got to do your experiments to find out what you're comfortable with. But take your time with that shit. Do not let your horny ass friends your age convince you to do some dumb shit.
Yep.
20 years later, they be mad at several baby mamas and paying out the ass child support. Just focus on you.
Kudos on you
Absolutely.
getting things together for you finding a place to stay and making your life better for yourself despite the challenges that you've been through.
Very mature for 19.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
I know some 30-year-old. Never mind.
Shit.
Girl, 50-year-olds. But keep
Half
it
of my
going.
high school friends still just not getting out of jail.
Wow.
Wow. Not for one second should you feel like a weirdo. You've been through trauma.
PTSD is real.
Yep.
Very, very real. And I don't know what makes you feel like a weirdo. Is that something that you are imposing upon yourself? Or maybe you've had girlfriends who have kind of made you feel that way? Or is it your friends? Or is it a combination of 3 or 2 of the 3? Either way it goes, not for one second do you feel like a weirdo. When you meet the right person, not only will they understand what it is that you've been through, they're going to be patient. Once you feel comfortable enough with them, things more than likely will start to evolve and change for you on your own. But for right now, you're not necessarily sexually comfortable, and that is completely understandable.
Right.
Just like Magic said, Don't get peer pressured into
Dumb shit.
the stupid shit that a
Yeah.
lot of folks say when they're young, or let folks bully you into a situation. When you turn 30, you'll look back and be glad
Right.
Word.
that you didn't do a lot of the stupid stuff that gets you 10 kids, a disease or something, that you wake up and go to the bathroom one day and your dick fall off or something. It's a lot of foolishness that you will avoid with your situation. It just doesn't feel like it right now. You need to be able to feel comfortable. You need to be able to feel safe. It'll happen. Things will naturally evolve. I'm not a therapist, but I just believe that you won't always feel that way once you find the right person.
I'm gonna be the wet blanket because I'm not so sure that you won't always feel that way if you don't get the help you need, because you've been through trauma.
Yeah.
And no one here is a therapist or any kind of mental health professional or any kind of physician.
But I'll be right though.
The first thing you should probably do is go find a therapist, mostly because you have been through serious trauma.
Mhm.
Like Star said, kudos to you for surviving it and coming through it and being on your way to having a better life for yourself. Good for you. But you need to get the trauma squared away first, because you cannot be your best self sexually, emotionally, any of that
Emotionally is huge.
Without healing.
until you work on that. And a good therapist should be able to help you with that. Don't feel like a weirdo. Is it different? Maybe. But understand that there are all kinds of people in this world. And there are people who feel the same way about it as you do. They're cool. They're down to have sex once or twice a year. Those people are called married. Just kidding.
Mm,
Find someone who has a similar energy about it that you do. And I would give you the same advice if you were telling me that you want it constantly. There's someone out there that's compatible with you that wants it constantly. Just like there's someone out there who doesn't give a flip about it either.
with these hoes that need it constantly.
There are a lot that need it constantly, but there's some out there
I
that
know,
don't
but you
care.
gotta share. Not the point. Stay focused.
You should absolutely go talk to somebody and sort out your feelings and find out if you have some kind of a mental or emotional block, which I'm guessing you probably do because you're associating sex with trauma on some level.
I didn't bring up the part about a therapist, not that you shouldn't have, but I'm thinking at 19, previously homeless, whatever, unless they have a really good job. First thing that came into my thought was, if you say something about a therapist, he may not have the insurance, because especially if you're on some of these lower paying jobs, insurance,
Sure.
the insurance sucks.
Yeah.
Mental health and dental care is just not a priority with the cheaper insurances.
I agree.
However, if you do have access to insurance, that is fantastic, because not unlike Magic, I was sexually abused when I was younger, and it was an issue for me in my previous marriage. I kind of had a little bit of the opposite of what he had going on. I had no interest really in wanting sex, but my hormones overpowered that. Plus, I was in a relationship where I knew he wanted it. And it was kind of one of those things where I had to literally compartmentalize. I had to literally detach myself emotionally from the act in order to satisfy the hormonal urges and trying to keep my boyfriend, which I thought was a good idea at the time, but it was not.
Sure.
Therapy would have been very,
Beneficial.
yeah, it would have been very useful for me at that time. So, yeah, she's absolutely right. If you have any kind of access to mental health care, and if you don't know where to begin, contact your local Department of Human Services. Even if you don't qualify for a state insurance or you don't have good insurance through your job, or even if you just Google it, something like whatever state you're living in, mental health care for Medicaid patients for, let's just say, Michigan. It'll come up with a list of doctors. And even if you don't have Medicaid, what'll happen is a lot of those places, because they do deal with state funded insurance, they will also take patients on a sliding scale fee for ones who are not insured.
Sure.
I wish you the absolute best
Nothing
of
but
luck.
the best. And also, I don't know the names of the organizations off the top of my head, but I know that in recent years I've heard about organizations that have come forward to help people who have recently aged out of foster care. So
Yes.
you should definitely find whatever resources you have. And we wish you nothing but the best.
And
Absolutely.
ease up off the weed.
Well,
No, real shit. That's going to take your sex drive down some. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but in the long run, save some money.
and that's true too. And he's exactly right. Certain things, weed, certainly. And even some people with alcohol. And alcohol is a depressant and it can also take away your sex drive. Not mine, apparently, but some people it does do that.
Yeah, it's the opposite effect for me, but
Yes.
Yeah, me
I've
too.
heard of it.
Also, I don't know if maybe you have been getting mental health help. If they have you on any type of antidepressant, sometimes that can affect your sex drive as well. And if that's the case,
Quite often.
then you should talk to your doctor. And so maybe they can
See about an adjustment.
either an adjustment or maybe they can start you on a completely different medication. But definitely don't just stop taking it. You need to do it under the supervision of your medical professional.
Absolutely. And if you don't have the medical professional or the therapist or whomever, another resource for you is 211. 211 is a nationwide number. It works whatever state you live in, and it is the United Way. You call them and you let them know that you are in need of a therapist or mental health professional that takes uninsured people, and they will have resources for you.
Yep. Good for you, young
Leave them
man.
hoes alone as long as you can.
And there's that.
That's true.
That might have been the most serious we've been since this podcast started.
Maybe.
Absolutely. I like the letters.
And also, keep listening to our show.
What was the young
I
lady?
didn't say
what
quit
was her name?
smoking, just slow down.
You mean the perplexed listener?
Yeah, and perplexed too. Thank you for writing in.
Yeah, we like
Yeah.
it.
Even though I
We
wasn't
need more.
mentioning it at all, but I ain't gonna take it personal.
Oh, because she said,
I was specifically left out. That question was for y'all.
Well, she didn't have a problem with what you said. She had an issue with what we said.
right, basically.
Very enticing.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, confused women and late teen weed heads. If you like the show, tell a friend, tell a foe, tell a hoe. And if you don't, tell everybody you know and keep reposting it about how much you hate it. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.